Well, we're back at it again. Holy smoke, there's a lot of wood here. A lot of that's all wattle. Nobody wants it because it wrecks your chainsaw chain quite quickly. And this area I'm in now isn't too far from me. Fortunately, I think we will still be in range with the right Wi-Fi modem and my tablet, and using Google Maps we basically have ourselves a GPS and a picture of all the tracks through here, albeit a rather sketchy one because you can only mainly see trees, but then you see these little marks where the tracks are. And I've looked at the map and just seen the track names on a big billboard. And this is orchid country. There are a lot of wild orchids out here. And it's not just theory, because only a couple of weeks ago guys were finding some rippers. In fact, there's one a few miles away from this which has basically become extinct. There's only two that it looks unbelievable. There's only something like 2 left in the world. And, you know, more or less extinct, but there was shitloads of them. I mean, just heaps of them in an area a few miles from here. Only 2 of them held overseas, and they've been asking people who are bushwalkers, have you seen it in the wild still, because we want to get more genetic diversity, or just more of them in general, because they're so hard to come by. But the ones out here aren't super duper hard to come by, but they're intriguing all the same, as most orchids are. So anyway, following this crap here, I know there's another bit where I've got to jut off somewhere. Hopefully it's marked, otherwise we've got to get out the GPS, and then I'll go into an area where there's actually there's a place called Link Track. Might see that, and then I'll hope to go down to a dam and then go to a swamp. I can't really promise there's going to be anything at the damn swamp, but yeah. Keep in mind I'm doing all this with a long wheelbase 2-wheel drive car. Rear-wheel drive, automatic, and yeah, got a full tank just a second ago, a few minutes ago, and through we go. Might give that one a miss. That's little to no chance you'd actually get out of that unless you're in full drive. It's a bit dug out. Oh yeah, shit. Oh yeah, I think we'll make it. A tight gap between the trees. And of course, me being a country boy, not a wannabe country boy, but an actual country boy. Fuck, look at the holes they've dug out here. Means that I know every trick in the damn book, how to get out of sandbogs. And, you know, I had to learn that as a kid in Western Australia because we were in very sandy country. And you got to know this shit because your dad expects you to when he's going to go flat to the board and you're going to pack it all in. And I can remember being about 8 years old and trying to push a ute as he was sitting in the thing going flat to the board trying to get out backwards. Used to have a lot of bloody sandbogs in Western Australia. It's just the way it went. Certain patches and certain paddocks on a 9,000 acre property. Actually, where I grew up, like where I was a little kid, where I grew up, that was 9,000 acres. Where I was a little kid, that was 30,000, but it's since been bought out by another mob after the relatives of Fergie sold it. And basically they ripped all the fences out and they have 35,000 acres of crop in this year. That's right, 35,000 acres. Anyway, I think we're at some sort of a cross point here. Oh, dead trees out here, flipping heaps of them. What I can't get, right, is, must be for all the yuppies who come out to some of these areas and, well, not this town, but another town back a bit, who has a lot of yuppies who want to live in the country. You got this, right, like there's just shit everywhere, you know, you got, I mean, look at the size of some of these, you know? And yet, you go down to the fuel station and they're selling frickin' firewood at an absolute rip-off rate in bags that comes from the capital. I shit you not. But see, that's all to service all the yuppies who come out here 2 years ago who want to live in the country, as opposed to those who have lived here for more than 100 years, like my family. Looks pretty good now. Stupid windows squeaking against the steel. Just the way this all is, I'd say there's been some sort of a shitstorm go on because everything's scorched. And it's all prickly acacia. Everything's prickly acacia. It's right next to me. They ripped out heaps of this in the 80s. Oh, it's a weed. No, it's actually a native. Just nobody likes the look of it. So we're going back to gravel now, so we're not going to get bogged. I couldn't give a shit if I did anyway, because I'd get out again in 5 minutes anyway. Shit, there's a lot of firewood in here. Holy smoke, you got whole frickin' trees on the ground. So it was some sort of fire that ended up killing the trees and took away all the undergrowth, which is why that all the undergrowth is just primarily one type of plant, which got the jump on everything else because it probably germinates from heat. And killed a lot of the trees in the process. Like this one here. You got all dead branches and then you got all these young crap that's just sort of burst out from it. Often enough there's bushfires in this area. Just try and dance over this hole. Shit, there's even green grass out here. Not very green. Ah, shit, straight at tussock. This is the thing, you know, they try to find people, well, get them to sign a contract that if they had any, they would be fined $30,000 because the law only stated, you know, like, I don't know, $5 grand or $7 grand maximum or something like that. So they try to get people to sign a contract that they would be fined $30,000 if they had one of those plants. And meanwhile, they're all over the freaking place on government land, you know? And it's just like, fuck me. They're bloody hypocrites. When it comes to weed control, the government around here is real hypocrites. All the time, big time. Still going through prickly acacia. It's like there's the only damn thing there is aside from trees. I'm too sure if I was... whoa, oh yeah! It's going to come today, but now I know. Don't hit it with a vehicle. Yeah. The hell of a dip down there. Let's go have a little nosy nose. I'll have to consult my map in a second. Of course, me being me, I took a photo of the map before I went. Oh yes, this may be the creek that's listed on the, there's a few little creeks and things here. Anyway, I might just have a look at my map and see what way I'm going here. This is a decent sort of fence, chicken wire on the bottom, double layer sheep fence, tall posts. It's all cleared out. There's little friggin' cages. What the hell that's all about? Maybe they're just trying to control rabbits or something. Shitload of little metal there. I don't know what that was about. Here's your proper bought corner strainer thingy. I think we have a sign up here. This should explain it, but there would have been something here that was going on. As to why all this is like this. There we go. A maintenance waffle. Holy smack. Site contains threatened species. Holy smoke. That's a pretty nasty. Well, I can avoid jumping the fence. On account of more than $500,000 fine. In the gate here, they've laid all the wood along the ground there with your chicken wire, because they're absolutely busting for stuff not to come in. Could have done a bit better on the hinge bit there, but anyway. Oh, this may be where their magical orchids are. Yeah, possibly. I don't know why they've cut all the trees down then. You think orchids would like a bit of cover, wouldn't you? Some other thing about a government funding sign there. Shit. Get a bit dry. Who knows, but I say it was something to do with the magical orchids, or one of their threatened ones. I thought some of the orchids here are common enough, but I mentioned the one where there's only 2 left in the world, but that's the other town down the road. And as for this one, well, well, there may actually be, there is, I know, some others that are endangered, but not like super rare, to the point of almost being extinct, and that could be some of those, even though I failed to mention it, because there's a lot of ones that aren't so rare around here, but yeah, a few that are. I believe this may be one of the cuties. Give me a second, I'll get the better camera. There we go. Here's one of the little orchids, I believe. Very small. Ugh. I'm rocking back and forwards a bit as I'm holding it. Okay, so we're back in Sandbogville, but I'm not stupid enough to get bogged, and I've just parked over to the right. And yeah, it's a closed out road. So we're going to go down and try and find this dam, so-called dry dam. It's going to be a walk. Somewhere in between a quarter and a half miles, so we'll see what we can see. I can see some sort of bird nest shenanigan. I realise that there is definitely one track that's mislabelled either on the map or on the signpost as something really not quite right. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the flaming signpost all along. Yeah. Typical local government's clusters at doing things correctly. Meet ants. There was a road, it's another local government, but it's within, I don't know, about 45 minutes drive from my place. 50 minutes, something like that. And they had a road, and they decided they needed a road barrier on this road because so many people would come off the side and friggin' die. And it happened, you know, a few times over a few years. I think about 3 people died or got seriously injured in the space of 5 years. And they went and installed this friggin' thing, big long bastard. I mean, it was like a mile long on the wrong road. No idiot picked up on it until the relatives of those who had died said, "Why the hell did you put one on that road, not on this one?" "Oh, well, we funded that one." "Nah, they got it on the wrong friggin' road, didn't they? A mile long, and they didn't make sure they got the right frickin' road beforehand. Unbelievable. There were similar names that sounded sort of similar-ish, but not the same, and it was spelt completely different. They still fucked it up anyway. It's only sort of a mix of sand and gravel in these areas. Oh, they smoke. There's a lot of wood. As I was saying, most of this stuff's all wattle. Black wattle, acacia, black wattle. Acacias aren't wattles, the same thing. It's either gum trees or wattle, which we know as the acacia family. Nobody's going for all this stuff because your chainsaw will be stuffed so quickly it's not funny. I mean, it's great, fantastic burning, super hot. Like, it's hotter than any hardwood you can get your hands on. But then again, when you destroy your chainsaw chain, it's not really worth the money. Would have been cheaper to go and buy coal as opposed to go and buy another chainsaw chain. Because you are forever sharpening your chainsaw chain if you think you're going to cut that up. Never mind the fact my sister's got some book written most likely by some yuppie turned country person who really probably wrote the book too soon, if you know what I mean. And they say that if you go for firewood, go for hardwood, red gum, well, there's also sugar gum, or basically go for wattle. And I'll tell you what, there is absolutely nobody that sells wattle, so I don't know how you're supposed to buy that as firewood. Furthermore, when you get your head screwed on, and you're in these places long enough, even guys who have been here for 10 years, they cut all their own wood, you know. It's the thing in the country. They break out of this idea of having to buy everything all the damn time. I mean, it's just stupidity. There's a lot of this crap around. I don't know if it's their little orchids or what, but they had an orchid show only a few weeks ago, but I'm not sure how long orchids last, even though I was involved in a nursery that did grow them. It was sort of, I really am not that great with orchids. Down here, I'm pretty sure this is the quote-unquote dam. A lot of hollow crap, and I sort of think we have a bank right here. Just seemed to be a hell of a dip that sort of seemed to be opening up and bare patches underneath, and well, this is probably your magical quote-unquote dam. God, fragging hell, if some bastard pissed on the ground, they'd label it a dam in this country, honestly. See, because we've got a bank that's built up a little bit. And if we had a flash flood, well, it'd probably be out to here, and it might be, you know, hell, it might be 17 metres wide at the best. So, as usual, I think some bastards are coming in here doing circle work with motorbikes or something. God blimey. Well, that was a flop of the bloody century. There definitely is. They've used basalt to build up the sides here. And then that's it. We're back to probably where I was before. Some dam. God blimey, you got a wall that totals about, what, 5 foot on that side, and a bit more on this side, and it's worth putting on a map. No wonder I couldn't find it for Google Maps. And look at all the flipping trees around the side. All you're going to see is a bare patch of ground and amongst a bunch of trees. Oh well, here we go, people. At least the mystery's over and I can go out and find the non-existent swamp or call it a day or something. How can you tell if you got the right track and you're going the right way? Seriously, when you're out here and people don't come out very often, how do you know you got the right track? So I wasn't too sure I had the right track. I got the right track, alright. That's my boot prints coming the other way. So if you ever sort of deviate off into a bit of a creek bed and piss around for a bit, come back out and you're going, is this the right track? Especially if it's sandy soil or it's sort of wet mud but it hasn't been raining enough to wash it away, like you haven't had a tremendous heap of rain from when you left that track to when you got back onto it. Yeah, you'll see your own prints. And that's just a bit of reassurance that you're going the right way. For those of you who have any doubt.